Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to the 5 Minute Facebook Ministry. Giving God all the glory. My name is Anthony Daniels. Today we come out of the book of Mark, the 4th chapter, 22nd verse. It's Mark 4:22. And it reads out of the King James Version. For there is nothing hid which shall not be manifested, neither was anything kept secret, but it shall come abroad. Again, Mark 4:22, King James Version. For there is nothing hid which shall not be manifested, nor was anything kept secret, but it should come abroad. Again, these are the words of Jesus, and he's talking to his disciples, and he's telling them that there's nothing hid that should not be manifested or be disclosed. So, and we're talking here about, God knows everything that goes on. There's nothing hid. You can't hide things from God which should not be manifest, not be disclosed. So the things that you are doing, God knows about them. And here it says that they'll be disclosed. Neither was anything kept secret, but it should come abroad, come out into the open, and be known by people. I think we see a lot of that happening in the world today. It's not that we're waiting on God to disclose things at the end, as when they open the book up and tell you whether you're going to heaven or not, because at that time it will be exposed, and it'll be a public record. But even in today's world, a lot of things that people try to hide, it becomes disclosed. You see people getting into all kind of trouble because of things that they've done in their past starts to come out and haunt them. Things that they've tried to keep secret have been disclosed to the public. And that's one of the things about living, trying to live in secret, trying to keep things hidden, is that when those things come to the surface, which they eventually will, they hurt you, they hurt other people, they destroy lives. And even the simple fact of trying to live a secret life puts extra stress on a person. And a lot of people don't realize that. I told you, I used to live with a whole lot of secrets. I used to try to hide a lot of things. And throughout my life, things that I hid, would come to surface, become public knowledge. People would find out about things I didn't want them to know about. And a lot of times people got hurt. And sometimes, most of the time, it wasn't me that got hurt. It was other people who got hurt. I felt bad about hurting people, but that didn't stop me from continuing to do things in secret, continue to try to hide things from people, knowing that when they found out, the same thing would happen. Because I always had the assumption that what I was doing would not be found out. But a lot of it would come to light. And sometimes it would take longer, sometimes it wouldn't. But even if it doesn't come to light in this world, it's going to come to light when you go before your Maker. Because you can't hide things from God. You cannot hide anything you do from God. God is watching every move that you make. And He knows it. And He knows it before you make it. And I think the angels are cheering for you to make the right decision, for us to make the right decision, for us to do the right thing, to come to God and to choose God. And it's not that He's dictating what we're going to do. He just knows the choices that we're going to make ahead of time. He knows if He can use us. He knows when He whispers in our ear, how we're going to react to it. He already knows that. So the one thing about finding Christ and having Christ give you that peace that He gives us is that you can walk away from living in sin. You can walk away from living and trying to hide things. And it's a new freedom. And it's part of that peace that God gives you, because you're not doing things now that you're ashamed of. You're not doing things that you don't mind people knowing. People always talk about trust. And, the Bible tells us to trust God. It doesn't tell us to trust other people. It tells us to trust God. And I tell my wife now that I will never ask her to trust me again, because she doesn't trust me. She doesn't, not that she doesn't trust me, she doesn't need to trust me, because I'm not trying to hide anything from her. When you want somebody to trust you, that's because you don't want to have to explain yourself to them. You don't want to have to tell them, you were somewhere where you shouldn't have been, or you was doing something you weren't doing. It doesn't have to be that bad, but it's still something that may not go well with them. You spent too much money doing this, whatever. And that's not the life that I want to lead anymore. So after my life, I told Lil once I came to Christ, I said, I don't care if you trust me or not, because I'm not doing anything that's going to upset you, that should upset you. And I'm not perfect, and I sometimes do little things that I don't want Lil to know about. But the thing is now, I'm not trying to live a life where I'm doing that consistently. I'm not intentionally going out trying to do things that I know will hurt my wife, that I need to hide from her. So she doesn't need to trust me, because if she asks me where I've been, I tell her. If she asks me where I'm going, I tell her. Because I'm trying to live a life that's pleasing to God. And how can I do something that's pleasing to God that can upset my wife or anybody else? And that's the kind of life that we need to try to live as Christians. We don't need anybody to trust us. We don't need that. We don't need to be ashamed of telling people where we're going, why we went, why we're doing things, if we did that. My wife asks me anything, now I answer. And I tell her the truth. And it's a freedom that I have, that God has given me to be able to do that. Oh, Lord, I'm running out of time, almost 7 minutes. It's supposed to be 5 minutes, Facebook minutes. Remember, share this with all your friends. Share this, just share it. Feel free to send it out. And I encourage you to make your own 5-minute video. And let's just share God's word. It's all the time that I have. Hey, God bless you. God loves you. I love you too. Have a great day.